Alright, welcome everybody to Challengers Korea. We're starting, maybe I should have, I think I should have Twitch chat show. No, 'cause that's kind of distracting if I show Twitch chat. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it alone. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're back finally after a long hiatus of Challengers Korea. We're gonna be playing on patch 10.5 this time around, which is nice. I'm looking forward to the Fiddlesticks patches, but we're probably not even going to be able to see that till playoffs. I just thought about that. We're not going to be able to see Fiddlesticks for a long time, but when we do, hopefully we get to see him picked a couple of times. Hopefully he won't be permabanned. We'll see. It's always nice to see the newer champions in CK. It's always a nice treat to watch these. It's like watching it in Korean solo queue. You never know what you're going to get. You can get someone either hyper carry on, or you can get someone just completely Pepega the champion. You never know. Most of the time it's normally banned though, because it's more so of the mentality. It's like what's the word I'm looking for? Schrodinger's Yasuo. That's what I'm thinking of. You don't want to open the box. You don't want to find out if you get the inting or the carrying Fiddlesticks. So you just don't open the box. Don't find out. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to get my 20 bucks back from Seb for not playing Fiddlesticks. I'm gonna tell him that right now. I want my refund. Where is he? Where is? No Fiddlestick. Ask him to play it with you offline. Maybe I'd take that honestly. But yeah, we're gonna be starting up in just a moment. Hold on, let me close out my settings and everything. Let me make sure all my affairs are in order before I do this. Close that out. I have that open. I have this open. Sweet. Alright. Let's get this bread, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, today's matchups are going to be Jin Air versus Seorabeol Gaming. After that, we'll get Azura versus Team. I need to find out how to say Azura. I like Azura though. I like how that sounds. I'm sure it's like Azura or something like that, but Azura just sounds better. I don't know why. It just rolls off the tongue better than Azura. But it's Azura versus Dynamics. But first, we're gonna get Seorabeol versus Jin Air Greenwings. That's going to be quite the match there. 1 second, just getting Leaguepedia stuff ready. It's going to be interesting to see how Challengers Korea works in online play. I bet you that's going to be interesting to see. I'm more interested actually to see if Jin Air are going to keep running the same lineup they did last time. Last time around, whenever they beat Spear Gaming, they ran, it was Seize in the jungle, and they put Light in. They kept Light in instead of changing him out with Rumor. Both Light and Rumor have been having a pretty rough split. They've been having a pretty rough split. And we're going to see... Oh, wait a minute. It looks like Jin Air are running just a 5-man roster for the second round robin. Okay. That's interesting. I kind of like the depth that they had, but you know. Oh, yikes. Ooh. So Tana sees Yaharong Light Senate. So it looks like they dropped Umti and Rumor. That might just be a mistake, but we will see. We'll see if that's a consistency. If they also show that next match, then I will treat that as them getting dropped. Meanwhile, for Seorabeol Gaming, we have the usual Thal, Kakao, Danjong, Sengyu, Nova with Lapis, Gonbini, and Harp as their subs. None of them will probably ever see playtime. They all are coming from KEG. I think some of them, I don't even know if some of them are of legal age to play yet. But they're all just trainees. I don't really intend to ever see them play on stage. They're showing off some stats in between the two teams that I have absolutely no idea what they are because I just don't speak Korean or know how to read Korean. We'll see though. We'll see if how these two. I think I'm trying to read this and figure out. Maybe I can compare it to like this and see what the. Oh, let's read off my own stats between the teams. Actually, let's talk about Seorabeol Gaming. Right now, they're sitting at first place at 5-2. They are 12-6 in game. They have the most game wins, but Brion Blade and Spear are also right behind them with 11 game wins. They also have the least game losses, sitting at 6. 67% win rate in game. And here's going to be the key matchup: is Tana versus Thal. As you can see, Thal is leading in KDA kill participation and also second in gold per minute. However, is sitting at 8th for damage per minute. Not sure what DTP. I had this question last time. What DTPM was. Oh, damage taken per minute. That's what it was. That's what we decided it was. Damage taken per minute. Thal taking more damage than Tana is, which can be a good and a bad thing. You kind of want it to be a good thing. Something to point out with Thal, he did lose his first Aatrox game against Azura, which was quite the game. We did see Seorabeol get upset by the bottom seed team, and now we're going to be getting into the pick ban, which I need to get that ready. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got the first game of Challengers Korea coming back. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't right. Something is not right here. Whatever. I need to fix something with Wikipedia. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Go back. Leave. Is this counting as the wrap-up of Week 5? Is that what this is? Oh, yeah, it is. 1 second. Hold on. I'll do it like this for now, and I'll figure it out in a second. But nonetheless, let's get these banned. Hold on, let me catch up with pick ban real quick for Wikipedia. Something is wrong on here, and I'll talk about everything in just a minute. And we see Thal's Aatrox coming out, so already, that's the thing, is that Jin Air is getting the Aphelios, but Seorabeol in response are going to get the Senna. Oh, Yaharong on Zed would be quite interesting. Jin Air gonna pick up the Renekton. Good matchup into the Aatrox. Gonna pick up the Nautilus as well. I think we should see the Tahm Kench picked up by Seorabeol here, if they do want to run that fasting Senna. And as expected, there's the Tom catch.
두 번째 페이지 벤입니다. 서라벌 게이밍. 네, 정글러가 아직 나오질 않았어요. 레넥톤의 위치 여전히 정해지지 않았습니다. 네, 마법 데미지 정글러에 대한 부분을 강조를 드렸지만 사실 정글 전체 티어를 놓고 봤을 때 지금 올라프 자르반 같은 1티어 정글러들이 간단하죠. 그래서 서라벌이 이 부분은 되게 날카로운 것 같은데요. 그러니까 레넥톤과 이렐리아 세트라는 부르저가 쓰면서 같이 뜨게 되는 게 근접 챔피언들과 같이 조합을 맞출 수 있는 세조합이에요. 그렇습니다. 지금 무대는 되게 날카로운 것 같습니다. 그리고 올라프도 잘랐습니다. 자르반 살아있다고 아까 이야기를 해주셨는데요. 네. 정글 챔피언들의 벤이 많습니다. 그리고 뭐 사실 다른 쪽으로 좀 벤 포인트가 쏠려서 그렇지 여전히 단청도 잘 다루고 스쳐놓고 이런 챔들이 다 살아있어서 서라벌은
I think a lot of the reason why a lot of these teams are. I mean, I think the reason why these teams aren't taking Ornn is because Seorabeol, for one, don't like to play the Ornn. Thal mentioned this in a post-game interview. They said that they don't really like playing the Ornn. They prefer to put Thal and Garys, and Danchung, I guess, isn't really comfortable with it. They feel comfortable playing into the Ornn. And Jin Air, I guess, are just unattracted by the quote-unquote nerfs that Ornn has received. So that would be my best guess as to why these teams aren't running Ornn.
좋은 픽이지만 지금은 어떻게 보면 무난한 픽이 될 수도 있어서 좀 고민이 되는 것 같아요. 극단적으로는 이제 카서스 정글 같은 것도 있는데 사실 또 세나톤 캐치를 상대로는 카서스가 그렇게 재미를 볼 수 있는 스킬 구성이 아니다 보니까
Ooh. I like that combo, the Jarvan Galio. It's a really good duo there. So Galio, not that bad into the Zoe, does have that anti-magic shield that can help. Ooh, Kindred would be a really good pick. Okay, wow, so we're going to see Kakao pick the Kindred here. I think it's the first time we've seen Kindred this split so far.
카나메 선수를 필두로 이런 장점이 있구나. 저희 리그 휴식기 동안에 많은 팬분들에게 좀 어필된 포인트들이 있고 카카오가 활용을 하네요, 사실. 초반 정글러 벤을 많이 보여줬던 진에어 그린윙스고 서라벌 게이밍은 두 번째 페이지에서 정글러 벤을 펴줬는데 서로 결국에는 킨드레드와 레바네드 결국에는 이번 경기의 초반 양상은 정글러가 좀 결정을 짓는다고 생각을 해야 될 것 같습니다. 킨드레드가 결국에는 초반에 이제 강력한 카운터 정글 위주로 게임을 풀어나갔을 때가 가장 편해요. 근데 상대 정글인 자르반이 뭐 분명히 좀 만만할 수도 있는 건 맞지만 라인을 구성하고 있는 레넥톤과 갈리오는 그렇지 않아요. 이런 상황에서 초반 정글 동선을 과연 어떻게 구성을 할지 카카오의 그 마법 같은 점에서 한번 봐야 될 것 같네요. 그렇습니다. 진 에어 그린윙스와 서라벌 게이밍 2라운드 첫 번째 매치인데요. 진 에어 그린윙스 탑 레넥톤 정글 자르반 미드 갈리오 아칼리우스 노틸러스 조합을 두고 나왔습니다. 그리고 서라벌 게이밍은 탑 아트록스 정글 킨드레드 미드 조이고요. 세나 탐켄치 바텀 조합을 두고 나왔습니다. 1라운드 맞대결에서는 서라벌 게이밍이 승리를 했던 기억이 있는데 진에어링스 2주간 휴식기 동안 얼마나 달라졌을지 기대됩니다. 그렇습니다. 마지막에 그 좋은 분위기를 이어왔어야겠죠. 그리고 세나 탐켄치 조합은 여전히 사용할 수 있다는 것을 보여주려고 하고 있는 상윤과 노바고요. 라이트 역시 완전히 달라졌다. 이제 무엇이 문제인지를 확실하게 깨달았다라고 1라운드 마지막 인터뷰 때 보여줬었는데 본인들이 경기력을 보여줄 수 있을지.
Alright, I'll deal with that in a moment, but anyways. Holy shit, that's a lot of people following. Thanks all of you for following. About to pick the Rakan with Predator Jungle. I wish. I wish. Here we are though. Wow, there's no delay. See, last time CK did online play for the open qualifiers, we had to wait for the 3-minute delay in between the games. But we don't have to wait for that, thankfully, since it is tournament realm. I thought that they would cheap out on that, but I guess not. As you can tell, we are having a very standard 5-point, just pretty standard in Challengers Korea. Oh, actually, Sangyun getting a little close there. Almost was about to get surprised by the Aphelios, but Aphelios does get away there, and we're gonna see, like I said, standard starts. I think they got a deep ward in. Ooh, Danchung already getting a good trade onto Yaharong. That's something that Danchung's definitely been working on, is taking those early trades. Ooh, Seorabeol gonna walk right into... Actually, the Nautilus looks like he doesn't want to set up that river brush cheese anymore. Instead, he's just gonna go back to lane and set up for this fasting Senna bot lane. We do see the Doran's ring start on the Tom Kench. Wants to go for that damage. Let's see if Senna wants to throw out a hook. Has a good angle here, but it looks like with more minions coming, he's not gonna have the opportunity to do that. Ooh, actually, throws out the hook and finds it onto Nova, getting a good amount of damage, and Senan thankfully does have that aftershock, so he's going to be able to take quite a good amount of damage from Sangyun. It's going to be mitigated away thanks to that. Yaharong does spot that the Raptors are still up. Does get a ward in, so they know that Kindred is there, and it looks like Tana wants to make a play, potentially. Nope, he's just going to put the ward on the red buff. Potentially set up for something for C's, but they do have a good ward down to prevent this. C's might EQ over the wall, which is what he's going to do. He is unspotted right now. If Cacao walks into this, he is in trouble. Ooh, C's wanted to take the red buff. Probably should have waited. Could have gotten the kill and the red buff if he would have played that perfectly, but C's playing a little greedy, doesn't want to wait for that. Wants to get the Kindred to recall and just take the red buff right in front of her. So already... Seen a bit of cheese coming out from Jin Air. And now C's going to be going, ooh, the bottom Scuttle Crab. Both junglers on the right side of the map to contest this. Bot lane has priority for one side, but mid is the other. C's is saying, forget the crab. I'm going to go mid, but ends up missing the mid gank. Let's see if maybe Kindred wants to gank the bot lane, taking the blast gun over. Light's going to be taken really low here. He might be in trouble. Does pop the heal, trying to get away. Is he going to be able to get away, though? Senan also taking really low. Here comes the teleport, and the first blood coming out of Senan. This is not good. We see one teleport get here. It's going to be the... interesting Galio teleport. Actually, he was quite low. I don't think he should have taken that. Took a lot of damage. Meanwhile, now Seorabeol are going to be able to turn this around. Jin Air are running for their lives. Tana does have teleport. I'm surprised. Oh, there's the teleport that I was about to mention that hasn't been taken. Here comes. Can he find the kill? Sangyun does flash away. Good job by Tana flashing over the snare. Gonna find one kill. Can he find two? Cacao's running now. Taking about half health. Here comes Danchung. What a party in the spot lane. All 5 members of both teams involved in this long endeavor. But Jin Air looks like they're going to be able to come out on top here. And Dragon is coming up in about 35 seconds, so that's going to be good for them. But meanwhile, C's is taken really low. He's going to be able to get away. Thankfully, Senan going to be dragged back by the Aatrox W. Trying to hook away. So now that's 2 for 1 so far. Can they find more? They cannot. They do get 1 member in exchange, though. Good for them. Good job by Seorabeol, making sure they can at least pick somebody. Oh, Light almost bought 2 coals there. Luckily, refunded that. Let's take a look once again at this long series of events. We have the teleport. Was hit by the trouble ball before teleporting down, so Yaharong got taken pretty low there. Luckily, he does get away. And it looked like C's overstepped for a moment that were really in the long run, they were baiting the Forlo Renekton teleport that came in at just the right time, right as Seorabeol overextended that one, and Sangyun ended up paying the price flash, but Tana does flash the snare and does get the kill there. So they ended up getting 2 kills. Eventually they do lose Yaharong though, but they're not going to show that, because now we see a dragon contest. We're going to see Jin Air clear this out. C's picking up this early Inferno would be really big. Kindred is not on the right side of the map to contest this, and there's no Herald to trade, so really good turn of events for Jin Air. So that's going to be the first dragon, the Infernal Dragon, going over to Jin Air Greenwings. They're having a really good start so far, and that's going to be the hook coming in from Senna, and on to Nova, who's taken really low, has to pop the gray health. Going to be probably forced to recall here. Yaharong, though, doing a good amount of damage in return. Not anything significant, but still a good amount. They have to back off of this, or else they might be hesitating too much. They have to be careful. If Senen hooks, oh wait, maybe look at the minimap here. Danchunk's coming around for the lurk, but they do spot it out thanks to a well-placed control ward. So it looks like Jin Air are going to be fine for now. We do see Kakao up in CS so far in this jungle matchup. Does also have a kill under his belt, so doing a pretty good job so far. Team only down about 6k, or not 6k, 600 gold. Oh, this is a lot of members of Jin Air dedicating to this top side. They're not spotted out, but Thal has a 6th sense thanks also to some good warding. He did have a river brush ward, so he knows what's coming. Kakao even hovering as well, looking like they want to do something, and it's going to be a 3-on-3 in the top lane. Let's see what's going to happen. I don't know if maybe C should have taken that, because he's going to get in trouble now. Taking half health. Going to be popping the ultimate here. Tana trying to find something. C's is definitely going to be going down here. This is not good. I don't think they should have taken this. But Tana going right back in. Ultimate from the Galio. This might be what they were looking for. They do find 1 kill, but now actually Yaharong taking quite low here, and the ultimate does expire from Tana. They do go 1-for-1. But not sure what Jin Air are doing there. They dedicated too much time and only went 1-for-1. Oh, wait a minute. There you go, baby. Thanks for that one, Coda. But yeah, as we see in the top lane, we do see an interesting fight from Jin Air. They do manage to go 1-for-1 though, all things considered. Really good response from Seorabeol. We're starting to see the gold lead start to approach that 1k mark. They're up about 900 at the moment, 800 at the moment. Getting closer and closer to the 1k mark. About 8 minutes into the game though, so it's nothing to worry about at all. Seorabeol are very much in this. The gold lead means basically nothing, but something that you do have to consider also is that this is the Renekton getting all this gold, and compared to the Aatrox, Renekton doesn't do very well transitioning into the mid to late game with these team fights. Aatrox definitely thrives more than he does. See, he's going to spot out that ward. Can he kill it in time? He's going to be able to kill it in time, and so no vision on that one. It looks like Seorabeol want to respond to this. They don't have the Tahm Kench ultimate, but they are just going to walk their way towards that. It looks like C's, abandon that, is now planning a lane gank. This would be such a good lane gank if he can pull this off. He's waiting for some of the minion. Ooh, gets in. Unspotted. Somehow. Can't quite move into alcove or anything yet. In fact, he's going to start channeling a recall. Don't think he wants to dedicate to this. He's going to recall and reset with not too much gold in his pocket compared to Kakao. And that's not something you want to see compared to the Kindred. I wonder how many stacks Kakao has. On that note, Thal going to use the teleport. Tana, his is coming up soon, so he's probably going to reset and teleport off of that as well. Significantly more gold in Tana's pocket, though, so that's going to be definitely a good exchange for him.
카카오 선수가 그 와중에 CS는 잘 챙겨놨거든요.
Ooh, Sennen might be in trouble. Ooh, forced to flash away from the trouble bubble and the last proc on that E. So it's going to be a flashless
걸어서 라인에 복귀.
Nautilus. But in the bot lane, you do have your hook, and you can hook the walls, and there's quite a lot of wall in the bot lane, so he should be fine with burning his flash there to avoid feeding the Kindred or the Zoe. Meanwhile, in this top lane, that is a Blade of the Ruin King Renekton that we are going to see. Meanwhile, Tana be taking a lot of trading there. I'm not familiar with Renekton builds, but I don't think I've ever seen a Blade of the Ruin King Renekton. I think this is a first. I don't know if it's common just because I don't see a lot of Renektons and I don't play them a whole lot, but it's not something I've seen before. One would imagine that it would be good into this Tom Kench and the Aatrox, but I don't know. We're going to see Tana with a really good position. Meanwhile, Jin Air going to get the second dragon. Ooh. Good trade in the top lane, but here comes Cacao. Ooh, actually, if you look, Cacao does have a mark on Gromp. So he's going to be able to get this mark since somebody's there to contest. Ooh, actually, even marks Tana, trying to convince him not to contest it. They do spot that he takes it, and they do spot that they're going... Ooh, meanwhile here in the bot lane, good trade from Sangyun, but here comes Seize and the teleport coming in from Tana. This is not looking good. The ultimate's going to come down from the Jarvan and the Jarvan and the Kaleo alike, and they're going to be able to find the kill on the Nova. Sangyun able to get away, and this is going to be probably the first turret going over to Jin Air. They do have the Jarvan E to increase the attack speed and further the damage on this turret, so it is definitely going to be going down here. Kindred, though, getting a lot of stacks in this early game. Oh, I missed it again. I think it said 4 or 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3. According to inks in my chat. That is the third. Oh, now we can see. Yep, 3 stacks on Kindred. Gonna be able to pick up this Herald as well. So, we'll see where Cacao wants to use that Herald. Up by quite the margin of CS. If I were down by that much CS, I think I'd get... Oh, really cheeky play there by Yarung, but he pays a pretty big price canceling that recall. I don't know if that was worth it. Probably should have just thrown a Q, not taunted. Whatever, though. I mean, whatever floats your boat, man. If you want to take that trade, you go for it. You have the corrupting potion, so I guess you can afford to do it. We're gonna see Cacao hover in the spot lane. Probably gonna be popping the Herald right about now. Oh, maybe not. Do they want to pop the Herald? He has it, right? Yeah, he still has the Herald. They swapped the bot lane topside for some reason. I don't know why Jin Air has done that. There's nothing to contest on the top side of the map for quite some time. And the Herald's going to be popped, so they just gave away this bottom lane turret for free. I guess they're trying to trade in the top lane as well. That might be Tana going down here. He's taking really low, and Nova's going to bring forward Danchung, who blunders that play, actually. Didn't get the kill. Now Danchung's starting to show me the familiar Danchung that I know, the misplay Danchung, the classic. But maybe he'll get some more kills. Maybe it was a one and done. We'll see. We do see the bottom lane turret go down here. And the top lane, actually they got 2 they actually matched what they got bot lane on the top side of the map, so really good play actually. I take it back, really good play by Jin Air, sending Light and Sen in top lane. They pushed that really hard, and now they're taking away this red buff. And the golems, Jin Air playing so much more intelligently than usual, denying the resources from Seorabeol, making sure they maintain this gold lead that they have. Such intelligent play from them. Like I said, it's not something that we're used to. We've been seeing, at first we saw very aggressive but also high reward play, and then the aggressive play turned into foolish plays. But now with C's at jungle, we've been seeing a much better Jin Air, a much more intelligent, much more methodical team. And I guess that's why they've decided to keep him in. If it isn't broke, don't fix it, as they say. Gonna see Seorabeol start to lurk around in the jungle here, trying to find some picks. Danchung gonna be throwing out the Q, do a good chunk of damage. Both teams getting about 1,440 gold off of plating.
지금 전반적인 힘의 밸런스가 레네팀 쪽으로 많이 치중된 걸 생각을 하면 1대1에서 어쨌든 서러벌의 뭐 아트록스든 챔피언한테 이득을 점할 수
That is a 3-0 Renekton with Blade of the Rune King and a Ninja Tabi. That's scary. That's very scary.
한타를 우직하게 밀어붙일 거냐 판단을 저희가 지켜봐야겠죠. 야하롱이 탑 쪽으로 올라가고 있고 대기용은 40여 초 남아 있습니다.
Looks like Jin Air want to start setting up for this Mountain Drake. Mountain Drake is one of those Drakes where you don't really... Oh, I'm going to hold that because Kakal's trying to pick off Tana here. Got close, but actually took more damage than he dealt. We do see the Tahm Kench ultimate used to defend the turret here, which means, of course, that Jin Air are going to pull the trigger on this bottom play. Really good combo coming out from Jin Air. They're going to be able to find Thal most likely. The Kindred ultimate going to expire, and that's a ton of damage coming out from the Aphelios. All three members of Seorabeol there going down, and now that's going to be the Mountain Drake going over. Such patient play from Light, waiting right for the Kindred ultimate to expire. Pops the ultimate from himself, and oh my goodness, what a nasty play from Light. He's showing me that I made a mistake putting him in D tier, or was it? I think I put him in C tier. He's showing me that he's a B tier ADC. With that's a B tier ADC play right there. That was something. I hope we should see a replay of that. That was a perfectly timed Aphelios ultimate, and Seorabeol just couldn't react to it. Yep, they're going to show the replay of it. Really good job by Senan, instantly pulling the trigger as soon as they knew that they were going to be able to get this 5v3, and what a good Aphelios ultimate. Oh my goodness. Also Tana doing a ton of damage. Really good flash auto from Light as well, making sure he gets that in before the sleep comes through. And now that is Drake point for Jin Air. Only 17 minutes into the game. Not looking good for Seorabeol. If they can get this Mountain Drake this early in the game, it's going to be definitely hard for the Zoe to burst people. Going to be hard for the Aatrox to do damage. Their win conditions are definitely negated thanks to the Mountain Drake. Gonna be seeing Tana taken well below half HP from that Zoe combo. He's going to be able to heal majority of it back up though. Danchung being annoying is as annoying as possible with this Zoe pick. Definitely the job of the Zoe. Thal going to be split pushing the bottom lane here. We do see another Kindred mark coming up, but Kakal's going to the top side of the map for that one. Jin Air are pinging. They think that Kindred is there, and it looks like Tana is trying to get in a position to find out. Seorabeol moving as a unit, trying to find somebody in their own jungle, trying to find somebody overextending. They're going to be taking the second Herald here. They do spot out that they're... I think that's a good enough scrying orb to see that they're doing it. Really good job by Seorabeol there, getting the vision, and now it looks like Jin Air are going to be in trouble. That's going to be the ultimate coming through. That's a kill finally going over to Seorabeol after a long drought, and now they're going to be able to find more. Here's a good knock-up from Seas, but he's in trouble. Has to flash out of there. Doesn't look like they wanted to engage on that. They did have the Galio ultimate to follow up, but you do lack a lot of the damage with the Aphelios dead. Seorabeol are going to be able to get this Herald with it, which they definitely need for this next dragon. If they don't want to give over the soul quite yet, they want to have that Herald in their pocket to pressure another lane while they're taking the soul themselves. We'll see though. They have to play safe now for the next 2 minutes 35 seconds if Seorabeol want to successfully do that. Otherwise, the Herald is just not a threat. We're now going to be seeing, it looks like the Black Cleaver coming out from this interesting Renekton build. Very interesting of Jin Air to choose the path that way. Light paying the price for that one. C saving his team by making the play there, trapping everybody in the Cataclysm. Now we're just, like I said, both these teams should be playing pretty safe. Ooh, but as I say that, it looks like Kakao wants to make a move here. Gonna throw out the W to poke Sen in a little bit. And it looks like they're actually going to pop the Herald now. They're not going to wait for the Mountain Drake to come up. They want to get this turret out of the way. They want to be able to open up the map. I think that kills the turret without the plating. Well, it gets close enough. That turret's going down. They do kill the Herald, though, so it only gets one turret. But still, having that pushed in with Mountain Drake coming up in minute 18 is really good. And it looks like both these teams want to try something here. But Light's going to be taken down instantly. And then Nova eating up Kakao, so Kakao's going to be able to get out just fine. It's a minute and 9 seconds. Still the Mountain Drake, so now Seorabeol are going to be able to set up vision for that. Jin Air probably have to concede their bottom jungle. But on the bright side, we are going to be able to have Light back up for this Mountain Drake that's coming up in 45 seconds. Light coming up in 6 seconds. I think Seas is building the Gargoyle Stone. Yeah, I think that's a Gargoyle Stone plate coming out from Seas up next, possibly. Or let's take a look at that replay. The Light kind of throwing there by allowing himself to get killed by the Kindred. Needs to be careful. Is Black Cleaver what you're supposed to build on Kindred? Especially considering that you have Thal on Black Cleaver, who knows. But Yaharong's going to teleport in, and it looks like now Seorabeol are trying to zone away Jin Air from this Drake. Let's see how this is going to go, though. Thal's going to be coming in here with the ultimate from the side. Light's going to miss the ultimate, and this could not be good for Jin Air. Let's see if they can recover from this. Ultimate's going to be coming out from Sengyu. That's a lot of damage coming out from Seorabeol. They're looking to turn this game. Flash Q coming in from Thal, but Light's going to flash away. This might be the turn, actually, for Jin Air. They find one kill. The Gallia ultimate's going to be able to knock up 2 members, and that's going to be the Kindred ultimate. Let's see who's going to fall down once it expires. It expires, and that's going to be 1 kill going over to Jin Air. 2 kills going over to Jin Air. Make it 3 kills, potentially, if Tana can clean up Kakao here. Can he get him? He's going to be able to get him. Fantastic turn from Tana and Light, starting to get back in their early season form that we saw. And they're going to clear out this mid, and actually, they're going to say, forget the Mountain Soul. We're going Baron, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if that's the call, though. Okay, they changed their mind. They just wanted to push that out. They're going to go do the Mountain Drake. Now the question is Danchung going to try to steal it? We have seen Danchung steal some Barons in the past. I think he's stolen 2 objectives so far this season. Quite the objective stealer. Let's see if he can steal one more. Not going to be able to, though. This is going down way too fast. That's gone. So that's the Mountain Soul now going over to Jin Air, and they're going to have the Elder at the 28-minute mark. Send in really good engage here, or I think 29-minute mark. Thal here, really good job working on Tana in the side, but just can't beat him, it looks like. And then flashing forward looked really good at first, but then couldn't find that 3rd Q, and then Light was able to kill him, and then once he was dead, Tana was like, yep, it's free real estate, ladies and gentlemen. Waited just in time for the Kindred ultimate to nearly expire, and then flashed in so that Seorabeol had no time to react. And that's the thing about the Kindred so far, is that they're setting themselves up for Jin Air to perfectly react to these Kindred ultimates, and that's not something you like to see. Let's see if Seas is going to... Nope, Seas not going to ruin the blast gun. You see Seorabeol? Ooh, could they potentially... Okay, I was going to say, are they going to try to sneak this? So they have the Mountain Drake now, and I wonder, do we have any Bloodthirsters on Jin Air? I don't think so quite yet. I don't think anyone's going to be really building Bloodthirster this game. That's an item I really don't see a lot anymore, is Bloodthirster. Not sure why, it's quite the neat item. We are going to see a nice flash engage, actually, from Jin Air. Are actually going to... Oh, actually, looks like they're only going to be able to find Nova. Meanwhile, here, though, Kakao is taken really low by Tana. Tana's 1v3 right now, though. He's in trouble. Let's see if he can somehow survive this. He's going to be taken low, going to be taken down. And let's see if Jin Air can clean up the rest of the fight, though. Is he going to be dying in vain, or is he going to be dying for a purpose? Looks like he's going to be dying for a purpose, because that's 2 members of Seorabeol going down. But so far, it's 2 for 2. Could be more, though. C's looking for it. Not going to find it. Is Sengyun going to be able to get away here? Looks like he is. He's running. Yeah, he's getting away here. He's probably going to be able to execute to this turret. Senen's trying to find it. Yep, that is an execute for Sengyun. Good job by him with the fancy footwork there to get away. Baron is up. They could do it, but Kakao is up, and I'm not sure if C's wants to take that 50-50 smite. Looks like Kakao wants to start going for that next mark. Let's see here. Really good idea with the flash engage here, but probably right at about this point should have disengaged, but chose to stay. Tana almost found Kakao, but unfortunately Kakao had the ultimate, so he's able to get away from that one. Tana also overextending a little bit, kind of overestimating his damage. But they do find Thal. So top laner for top laner. Now Jin Air starting to set up for this. Probably not going to be doing Baron for quite some time, though. Mountain Drake certainly doing work these fights. Helping out Jin Air. The Mountain Soul doing quite the work. Meanwhile, we do have the Elder Drake coming up in about 2 minutes. So the thing about the fasting Senna is that the CS lead is very misleading. Obviously, you have the Senna not taking as much CS, but also what a lot of people like to consider is the combined CS between the two, which at the moment appears to actually be in favor of Jin Air. Seorabeol trying to do their best to farm out, trying to get their late game carries to that late game point. Trying to get some more gold on the Thal, having him push out these bottom lane minions. Triple bubble going to be thrown out. Not going to find light, though, unfortunately. Would have been nice if they had found that triple bubble. Would have gotten a nice pick there. Ooh, Jin Air could be planning something. They are hidden from Seorabeol, and it looks like Seorabeol are maybe suspecting something is up. They're actually going to start this Baron buff. I'm not sure if this is the call that you want to do, though. Thal, or Tana, I should say, getting a nice position in the back of the fight here. But I don't know if they can do this. Senen's going to throw out the hook. Not who you want to hook, though. I don't think you want to find the Tom Kench. Ultimate going to be coming in from the Jarvan and the Gallia here. Meanwhile, Tana doing tons of work in the backline of this fight. But it looks like... Oh, actually, no. Seorabeol aren't going to be able to turn this in now. That's going to be 2 kills going over to Seorabeol. It looked like at first maybe they had a chance of turning that in their favor. Elder Drake now up in 8 seconds, and they're down 2 members. Oh, they're going to be down Kakao as well if he's not careful here. He's going to get on out of there. They're trying to find him. They don't want to... Ooh, meanwhile, Yaharong taking a good amount of damage. We're going to be seeing the Elder started up here. Tana trying to find Kakao, I think. Here comes Yaharong also looking for him. Throwing out abilities. Going to be using the Blast Cone probably here to deny that from Kakao. He does have the Q, though, as a thing, so I think Yaharong has to stick around for that. So is Tana. They're taking their time clearing this. Here comes Kakao, going to try to steal it, but Yaharong going to stun him as he gets over the wall, and he's going to go down, and that's going to be the Elder Dragon going over to Jin Air. Like I said, such methodical play for them. Seorabeol are playing checkers, and Jin Air are playing chess. Always 5 moves ahead of them, as we saw there, and now That's going to be the free Baron buff going to Jin Air thanks to this Elder take, and we could see the game end off of this, quite potentially. We could see a Baron take and then a reset for the game-winning push. Not likely, though. It doesn't look like really anything besides the top lane is quite in danger of a game-ending state. But they are going to be able to get a lot of resources out of this Elder Baron. Going to be able to clear up the map, push in the lanes, put in a lot of pressure. We're going to see members of Jin Air reset. We're at the 30-minute mark, and looking really good for Jin Air so far, but the game is certainly not over. You do have Thaw starting to pick up these items. He's going to be able to get the Guardian Angel soon. It looks like he's a BF and some change away from that. Meanwhile, Cacao starting to hit that point where he has the Renons, he has the Black Cleaver, has the Warrior starting to do some damage himself. Dancheng not quite to his power spike yet. Does have only one completed item compared to the 3 completed items that Yaharong has. This Fasting Senna, though, 1 item away from full build. However, the same is said for Light as well. So we'll see which of these two teams are going to be winning these team fights. Certainly does look to be in favor of Jin Air. Now, something I want to talk about is where's my epic pen? We're going to see the bottom lane turret start to get taken here. Senna does miss the hook, so they lose quite a bit of pressure. But they are still going to be able to take an inhib. We're going to see mid lane start to be taken as well. Now, something I want to point out here is Thal not resetting. Actually, he's going to be teleporting in. Meanwhile, let's see if Seorabeol want to engage off of that. Ooh, Sengyun taken so low and then executed by the Elder. That's not good. That's going to be probably the game going over to Jin Air now. They're going to close in on this. Let's see if maybe... Oh, nice flash hook from Sennen coming out here to find Dancheng. Galley ultimate going to be used to make sure nobody punishes him for that. And that's 1 kill going over to Jin Air. Let's see if they can find another one. The Elder is up now, so they aren't going to be able to find any Elder executes. But it doesn't matter. That's going to be the game going over to Jin Air Greenwings. GG from them.
근데 그 흥을 주체를 못해서 자기 발에 자기가 걸려서 넘어지는 게 아니라 나름의 근거들을 가지고 공격적인 교환을 계속 해주고 그걸 통해서 승리했기 때문에 진짜 멋진.
And it's gonna be the first game. Oh wait, I need to check something.
동안 무슨 일이 있었던 건지 예전에 그 롤드컵 때 그 생각나네. 이현애 해설이 했던 그 창밖을 보면 빠르다는 거 진짜 빨라요. 창밖을 봤는데 막 구름이 갈라지고 막 그래요. 진짜 빠릅니다.
Let me check something real quick.
빠른 템포로 가져갔는데 이게 뭐 서라볼의 실수가 많아서 진에어가 잘했다 이런 느낌은 또 아니었거든. 서라볼도 잘 받아쳤잖아요. 네, 결국 텀에서 그렇게 공격적인 플레이를 통해서 한번 그 탑에서의 경험치 레벨업을 만들고 그걸 다시 자르바니 탑다이브를 같이 갈리오랑 가주면서 뭔가 특격차를 더 만들고 그 다음에 그걸 계속 바텀쪽으로 이어가면서 드래곤을 같이 이기고 모든 게 다 이어졌어요. 네. 23번째 용의 영혼이 진에어그린으로 들어갔는데 그 이후 한타에서도 계속 승리하면서
Oh, wait a minute.
중간중간에 분명히 이제 약간 미끄러지는 그 위기는 있었어요. 근데 그러고 난 직후에 타나 선수의 어떤 그 돌파력, 보통 잘하는 탑들이 보여주는 어떤 무력, 그걸 진짜 제대로 보여줬어요. 특히나 그 중간에 미드 아래쪽에서 킨드레드를 맨투맨 마크하는 구도가 나온 건 진짜 베스트였습니다.
네. 거기서 뭐 양현 씨가 빠지게 됐고 팀원들이 올 때까지 시간도 벌고 뭐 물론 본인이 6킬 상태에서 잡히긴 했었지만 그 한타도 결국 승리했거든요. 그렇죠. 반대로 아쉽게 패배한 서라벌 입장에선 킨드레드 확실히 좀 사용하는 게 까다롭긴 하구나. 나름의 어떤 기교는 보여줬으나 양현 씨처럼 팀적으로 살리는 건 굉장히 어려운 장면들이 있었습니다. 자, 마지막 한타 장면 볼까요? 여기서는 이미 장로까지 세라가 죽는 게 와. 그냥 포탑 한 대 맞고 마늘 총 바늘검 후루룩 하면 장로에 바로 붙습니다. 억제기와 거의 쌍둥이 타워 거리 정도 됐었는데 그냥 놀아버렸어요. 그래서 폭탄 맞으면 죽어 이런 느낌이에요 지금. 네. 와.
전담 마크면 마크 뭐 한타에서 유지까지 잘 해줬었던 하나 선수의 활약상이 아주 눈부셨는데
네.
뭐 비록 라이트 선수가 잘리는 모습이 있긴 있었지만 그 외에 한타에서도 아주 뭐 자신의 역할 데미지 다 넣어줬어요.
그것도 어떤 면에서는 약이 됐죠.
네네.
경기가 터질 만한 그런 그 후반이 아닌 타이밍에서 한번 죽어서
Trying to figure out a bunch of weird stuff that's going on with League PD right now, but actually we're going to be taking a break in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Light doing so much damage with that Aphelios.
생활하더라도 계속 해줬기 때문에
Tana doing a lot of damage as well, ends up picking up the second most damage in the game. Sangyun getting the third. Thal really struggling that game.
맞아요. 그게 반복되면
You hate to see it coming from one of the better players in this league. Right now, actually, I have him as the best player in the league, and actually these last match and so far this match, not having the best of games.